Okay, so we are talking about how India received independence. So India received independence. India was independent in 1885, means not in 1947. India became independent in 1885. Means we are we talk about mathematics. So in mathematics, we see the kind of all the data, and from the data we calculate the equation. And based upon the equation, we talk the scenario. If equation is perfect, then we talk about the scenario. So theoretical thing doesn't work in mathematics. So it should equation is brought up with the concept of all the real scenario, and then things should work. So there are two things in India got the independence. One is democratic system and other is home rule. India should be democratic. When we talk about the the system through which there will be rule on the country, then like there is one system is kingship. There will be a king, or there is another system that there won't be any king. King would be elected. So it would be elected from people. That is democracy. So India become if independence is a concept of democracy, independence is a concept of home rule. These two things that we discussed. That India became democratic country in 1947, and and then there was home rule in a sense that people from India, people who were not white, okay, not from the Europe or England, they were sitting on the chair. So if I see the way they were sitting on the chair, and if I see the way India become democratic country from the kingship, then it looks like there is no difference between 1947 and 1885. The people who brought the democratic system in India, the pillar stone, okay, the kind of the foundation of the democratic system that was laid in 1885 by Elan Octavian Hume, and he was civil servant. And the way these people, Octavian, Mr. Elan Octavian Hume, and later on we are seeing George Euler and William Wedderburn, and then Mr. Alfred John, and then Mr. Cotton, okay. And then again, we see that William Wedderburn took over the president of the Indian National Congress in 1910, Henry Cotton. And 1910, William Wedderburn took over the president of the Indian National Congress in 1910. And then we see the Annie Besant in 1970. So few of them, they went back to England and they became member of parliament. Just tell me one thing, that if you are opposing British style of working in India, then if you go back, then how you can be elected as member of parliament? Okay, means it is a matter of laughter, right? Means if you are a servant and you are working against the British government, you are forming a party in India for the home rule. People in India would rule, not people from the Britain would rule this country. If you are advocating that kind of science, okay, democracy means whatever the crazy it was going on the England, MP would get elected, and they would go to member of parliament. If same system you are talking in India, probably British government would support you. But you are talking about home rule, that all the representatives should be from India only, even the prime minister. Then certainly the British government would not entertain you. They can scrap your job also. But all were retired from their job. While they were in the job, they were in the formation of Indian National Congress. And when they were retired happily, then after that they went back to England and they become member of parliament. Can someone would entertain their enemy? If British government, they see these people their enemy because they are bringing independence in India from where they are earning a lot, then certainly they won't. First of all, their job would have been scrapped, and post that they would not have been allowed to enter in the England only. But they entered and they become member of parliament. And when the Congress committee used to visit England regularly, Okay, then they were completely being supported by those member of parliament, and there was a kind of a parallel to Indian National Congress. There was another party there called India Parliamentary Party. India Parliamentary Party there in Parliament or House of Commons. I don't know these terms very much. Okay, so there was a parallel party there. So Indian National Congress, the kind of its mirror was already in England, and Mr. William Wederman, who was MP there, he was chief of that. He was president of Indian National Congress counterpart party, that was India Parliamentary Party in England. He was chief of that. He was president. So I don't know which is mirror of what. If Indian National Congress in India is proxy of the party, Indian Parliamentary Party that was there in England, or that is proxy of this Indian, that is a matter of conscience. But it looks like that whatever the Indian National Congress, the way it formed, the way the presidents were from the England, and those were civil servant and later they become member of parliament, this proves that there was government involved. British government involvement in formation of Indian National Congress is clearly seen from the 1885. This is well designed approach. This is not in tukka buka in Indian language you say, means all of a sudden it evolved. In 1885, people were so angry on the Britishers that it evolved. This is a well deliberate step that was taken from the British government. And civil servants here, because they have to follow what their government, they are civil servants, okay? They are servant of their government. So they followed whatever the instruction came from the England. So this is if that is true, then the democratic system what the England government was talking about, that democratic system and home rule. So the people who kind of drafted the Indian National Congress Party, they advocated for home rule. If we combine the democratic system from England that is came to India, that system, the idea of the new way of government, okay, that Indian people they never had seen. That idea and combined with the home rule, that became independent, democratic system and home rule. If we combine, that become Indian independence that happened in 1940. If that is the case, then independence happened in 1885 only. India became independent in 1885 only under the leadership of Indian National Congress. Okay, and now these people, the civil servants and other people, they kept coming from there, and their idea was to bring this structure, the new structure that was coming up, it will come to a state that they can leave it as it is. Like if you are making a building, then with wood, okay, if you are making the first floor, second floor, third floor, you can see when building is built, at that time when you lay down the pillars, then it will be supported by wood, okay, kind of long wood. Now when the pillar is concrete, the roof is concrete, then you take away the supports. Now it will stand on its own. Like that, when democratic system was established in 1885, these people were supporting, so that slowly, it will become to a strength, it will catch a strength, then they can live. Everyone wants to live in its own country. No one wants to live in foreign. So how nice that whatever they were earning in India, they would they continue earning those money in India when they live in their own country. No one wants to live in foreign. Okay, everyone wants to live in their own country. So from 1880, and if you see the kind of the other geographical condition, weather condition, and the way India is a country which is completely different from the rest of the world. If you see the eating habit or the way they live their life, the way they think, the clothes they wear, and their social value, their cultural value, everything is very different, especially in the Gangetic region, like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. If you visit those places, the way they make the villages, the way the caste system, okay, the caste system in India is not very dominant in other part of the country. Okay, the village style, the way they live in the village, the agriculture and the quality of the land and agriculture, whatever happens in these states is way different than other part. So they are different. Means the way they live their life, the way marriage happens, and everything is way away from, like there is no divorce system or anything like that. But certainly it is there all part of the world in all the religion. In Hindu religion also, divorce system is there other places, but not in these states. So there is nothing like divorce system. So the cultural strength, the okay, the social bonding and those things. I'm not saying that it is very good because it's good everywhere. That's why human live, but it's pretty different. So in this, so if it is different, then it becomes suffocating for anyone who want to live there, the way they live their life. Okay, so in these states, the way if you live with them, it will become difficult to live if you don't know that. So how nice it is that you keep earning heavily, and then your system, the way you want your system would continue in the country. So that is the architecture. Okay, so Britishers, they came up with that architecture, and that was floated by Octavian Hume, Alan Octavian Hume. It looks like if he was if he was opposing British government and he was thinking about home rule, bringing the Indian people to rule and overthrowing the British government, then that moment only he was at secretary level, and he continued his job post that also. I mean, his job would have gone at that moment only. He continued, and then he went back there, and I don't know, he became MP or not, but few of them, they become member of parliament only. They won't let enter these people in the England itself. So if you are opposite, you are becoming like a traitor, right? But you are being honored in your country with member of parliament and those kind of things. And not only that, the Indian National Congress people, they used to visit England after 1885 in a committee fashion, and they were welcomed by those people, and their Indian National Congress counterpart party were established, and they were president there. Means how you can welcome snake that is living in your country? Not possible, right? It's impossible. This proves that it was a deliberate step to make the India democratic country and home rule. Home rule means the system will be Britishers system only, but the governor general, governor of every state is governor, right? Or Indian territories are lieutenant governor. These are not Indian terms. These are 100% not Sanskrit terms, that governor and governor general and lieutenant governor and member of legislative assembly and member of parliament and upper house, lower house, and winter session and summer session, and then monsoon session. Certainly, these are not Indian terms. So these were completely, there is a new structure of a democratic system that was established in 1885, and slowly, means initial phase, the presidents were Britishers only, and slowly they made Indian learn the what they want, and so that the structure what they were erecting in India, that a structure should be in a power that they can take care on their own. Okay, so it's a kind of transfer of technology, or transfer of, in nowadays in software term people call it transfer of technology. Earlier it was called transfer of power. The power structure that Britishers made, and they contributed becoming president of those structure. They were coming from England and they were presiding over the sessions, Congress session. Slowly, after any vision, I don't think anyone came. So India slowly, they kind of, their structure was that much powerful, democratic structure and home rule structure, that it was designed by Britishers, that came to a level in 1947 that they felt that now these people can carry the way they are accustomed of ruling government in England. Well, there is no problem from England side. That's far as I keep on saying that we Indians have no grudge on the British because they were powerful. If they are power, if someone is powerful, then they will rule you. Straightforward. If you want to overthrow them, then you have to become more powerful to them rather than cursing them. So you don't have any industry, you don't have anything. If they are powerful, if they are okay, so they are kind of they have industry in your country, then making industry in someone else's country is not a pain. Means it's not a outlaw. It is completely considered. So whatever the Britishers did, from their point of view, there is no question mark you can put. It is obvious from any point of view. Whatever Congress was doing, that is also not under the question mark. Means it is good that they supported someone doing the business. Anyone would support. Why you are like? Because of Congress, lakhs of people they died fighting for the independence. They thought that this party, the way Mahatma Gandhi was taking the police lathi on his shoulder, then he was going to the jail, and the way things were happening, people were completely hypnotized. The Indian people they were completely hypnotized because as I am saying that Indian way of living life, especially in the Gangetic plain, is completely different. Means no way that they can digest Muslim rule or no way that they can digest any foreign rule. Means they are completely different. The way they live the life is completely different. So they saw a ray of hope in the Congress because people were fighting with the police and taking the lathi on their shoulder, going to the jail. So they fought to their level. Many people were sent to gallows, so they killed, and many people they were in jail. So they thought that in 1947 they got the independence. Problem is not in the Britishers. Problem is not in the Congress. If you see clearly, the problem is in the people of India itself. If you are in problem, you are responsible, not the other people are responsible. So, what you want? In from 1885 to 1947, people completely cheated. Okay, means they like two mouth snake. Both sides they are like this. Means from Britisher side they are good. They are good from your side. Okay, so that 62 years. Okay, see, I believe it will be 62 years from 1885 to 1947. They openly bluffed you. From 1947 to this time, they means they looted you. They looted you in an extent they made the country so weak that $1 is 84 rupees. Country is that weak now. That much they looted you. Still you are trusting them. It's a question mark, right? Means you are going to vote people who are your murderers. They have only one job, that to kind of giving you a false assurance that will give you job and money and this and that, considering that you are a fool, and then you go and vote and bring your murderers in front, come and again keep on killing me. How much blood you want to shed, you tell me? I mean, if you like to be killed, if you like to sleep in hungry, half people they do not have food. I mean, you can continue.